Aloha and welcome. Welcome to episode 2 of Inner Truth Expansion podcast. If we haven't connected before, my name is Julie and I am a spiritual coach, a healer, and creative writer. And it is my absolute mission to support as many souls as possible through their self-discovery journey. I believe the more that of us that can remember who we really are as a universe experiencing itself, the more we will step into the highest timeline available to us, and therefore others will see this too. The more self-aware we become, the more in tune we are with our emotions, our energetic state, and our ability to choose what our thoughts are, to shift our state into that of love, of understanding, compassion, and oneness. I believe we will create heaven on earth. Thank you for tuning in with me today. Today's topic is dissolving into stillness. Now I invite you to close down your eyes if you wish and take your attention within for a moment. Tuning into your breath just as it is in this moment right now. Taking a deep inhale in through your nose and a full releasing exhale out through your mouth. Just arriving yourself in the space. May you absorb all that you need in this moment right now. May these words sink in as an activation for you, for wherever you are in your journey. When all around you feels chaotic and ungrounded, when the external narrative pulls you this way and this way again, when the overwhelm feels too much to bear, when the riptide carries you out further and further into the horizon, just know that the anchor that you need is not in the depths of the sea. It is not in the news feed. It is in between each breath. Inhale. Anchor. Exhale. It's within the silent space within, where you dissolve into stillness. And here you discover truth. You discover what's real. You discover you. So as you arrive, I want you to feel into what it means to dissolve. So dissolve is a process of unravelling what you thought you knew as truth. Before you can express your truth, you need to be able to hear it. And it's hard to hear your truth, to really tune in, if you're always in the mind and influenced by the external circumstances in your life. So dissolve is literally all about bringing you into presence. When you're in a process of dissolving, you are sifting through all the thoughts you have to take you into zero state, to become pure awareness. And once you get into the space between the thoughts for longer periods of time, you're creating space for truth to arise. And it's in this space in which you can start to recreate from a place of your truth. So what resides in stillness? What's here? What is in stillness? Well, the present moment resides in stillness. And what is in the present moment? What's actually happening right now? Your breath is moving in and out. Maybe some sounds you can hear in the background. And you're still in the middle of it all. You're in the now. And when you make the time for stillness, you begin to discover what's really there, what is really there. When you go into stillness, ask the question, am I okay right now? Am I okay? What is arising in me? And how could I stay in stillness with this which is arising? How can you start to control your present moment state? By stopping control and by letting go of attachment. Attachment to anything other than the present moment. You see, the labels that arrive in our mind literally disempower us. The stories created, the beliefs playing in circles round and round in our mind. The attachment to these, allowing these to spiral, is disempowering. So how can you take your power back? How can you take your power back? And this is where we bring in acceptance, accepting each label, accepting each thought, each story, accepting each belief just as it arises in the stillness, being aware that each of these are simply energy, moving, passing through you. It is then up to you. Once you have awareness and acceptance of them, to fully release into stillness. It really helps to have a focus point to come back to, which is the breath. So the breath can really anchor us into this space, knowing that this beautiful breath that we get to breathe in life, breathe in this life force, breathing in the air element, recognizing our connection to nature through our breath, knowing that no matter what is going on around us, that we can always come back to this breath, because this breath is here with us in the now. The breath is an amazing focus point to have to bring you back into stillness. And when these thoughts do arise in this space of stillness that we create, because often it is really challenging to create this space for these thoughts to arise, because let's be honest, a lot of them are not comfortable. They're not comfortable to deal with. It's really important to know that we do not dismiss them. We don't ignore them. As each thought arises, as each story plays out in our minds, we don't need to push them away. And a lot of people come to me when they are getting into meditation or wanting to deepen their meditation practice, and they complain that they can't get rid of the thoughts, thinking that they're doing it wrong, that they have to get rid of the thoughts that they shouldn't be thinking. But it's really important to acknowledge the thoughts. It's really important that they're there. The most important thing is to become aware of them, to know that you are in control, to know that you have this heightened state of awareness over your thoughts, so that you can choose to either go on a journey with the thoughts along a pathway, a story, a narrative that takes you nowhere or takes you down the trajectory of the past or way into the future of anxiety. This is the important part. This is where we can change. This is where we can change. And each thought that arises teaches us something. Whenever a thought arises, this is the opportunity to really see what could be limiting us from moving forward. If we have the same stories on repeat, if we have the same thoughts on repeat every single day, and our thoughts come from what we are believing, they come from belief systems that are deep rooted in our subconscious mind. So these thoughts can really give us an indication as to where we get to shift, where we get to put attention onto, so that we can move beyond the thoughts and change them. But first, we must hold awareness over them, and we must accept the thoughts as they are. Holding our presence strong, anchoring into stillness. So the more we can reach this state between the thoughts, the more we become okay with whatever is. The more we become okay with whatever arises in the stillness. So it is a practice. It is a practice of cultivating self-awareness through this place of stillness. You are dissolving all external and moving your attention within. So what can you do? What can you do to invite this more into your daily life? What can you do that will allow you to become more in the now moment? What can you do to allow yourself the space for whatever arises to arise? How can you create more stillness in your life? How can you bring yourself more into the present moment? How can you decide to bring this into your routine? Just know that if you live in this question, if you live in the space of question, asking questions to yourself from a place of allowing the answers to come through you without letting your mind try to control. This is where the magic is. This is where you gain your power back. When you know that you are in control, when you know that you can ask the questions and receive the answers from deep within you, from this present space, the stillness that you create, you become empowered. And then you get to heighten your self-awareness. You get to choose what your thoughts are. You get to choose if you believe that thought that arose, or if you choose to change it to something that is in more alignment with the reality that you're calling in, with the version of you that you are desiring to be. It's up to you to take responsibility for this. You are a powerful creator of your life. You are the universe experiencing itself. You are pure consciousness. And I want you to remember that you can tap into this space at any time, no matter what is going on around you, no matter what noise is happening around you. You always have your breath. You always have yourself. I would love to hear what arises for you through dissolving into stillness. You're welcome to send me a message on socials. The links are in the show notes. And if you want extra support in your self-discovery journey, reach out. There are many, many ways that I can support you. I can support you through one-on-one coaching, energy healing, cosmic soul alignment, readings. I often bring out online workshops and training programs every month to really support you in diving into the space within so that you can unlock your infinite potential, so that you can realize who you are from a place of your soul's truth. Because this is what it's all about. It's all about tapping into that innate power that you hold within, realizing how magic you are and realizing that you are in control. When you take responsibility, when you allow yourself the space to arrive in stillness, you have the control over your thoughts and what you choose to believe. If you gain something from this podcast, I invite you to like, subscribe, share with your friends, share with as many people as possible to help get this message out to humanity. Taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, anchoring yourself into stillness. It is time for your ultimate inner truth expansion. Your truth is waiting, and I see you rising into you. See you next time on Inner Truth Expansion Podcast.